Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Roaring Lions. I'm glad you're here. Today, we're going to have a great show. Got my questions ready. A very good friend of mine that I met on social media, my sister Alley Cat, is going to come bless us. And boy, you're really in for a treat today. So kick back, relax, and get ready for some fire, all right? Okay, welcome to another episode of Roaring Lions. It's going to be a great one today. I got Alley Cat over here, a.k.a. the Hip-Hop Oprah. Alley Cat is a really, really good friend of mine. I tell you all the time that I actually am making friends and family on social media, and Alley Cat is really like a sister to me. I met her on social media, have never met her in person, but I feel like I've been knowing her my whole life. She is a beautiful sister. I'm really anxious to interview her. I can't wait to talk to her. I hope you all enjoy this. This is going to be fire all the way. This sister has a great history. And so we're going to go and, enjoy yourself. I hope you enjoy this interview with the Queen, Alley Cat, a.k.a. Hip-Hop Oprah. Alley Cat.
Yo, peace. Brother
It's,
Pharaoh, how are you?
I'm doing great, Queen. It's really good to have you. Hip Hop Oprah in the flesh.
It's great to be here. It's such an honor. It's great to be here. You already know.
Yeah, I'm very excited to have you. You got a very great history. Your history is amazing when it comes to hip hop, and I thought everybody should really get to meet you and get to know you.
No doubt. Thank you very much, Brother Pharaoh.
Okay, so now the first thing, could you come a little closer so we can hear you a little better?
Sure.
There you go. All right. So now the first thing is, where were you born, Alley Cat?
I was born in Long Island, New York. That's Queens and Brooklyn is part of Long Island. That's a big debate in there in New York. But there's the boroughs, and I was born in the suburbs, and that's Long Island.
And so that's where you were raised?
Born and raised and bred. Yes.
Wow. So what was it like growing up? What was your childhood like growing up there?
My childhood was, I had a very nice childhood. My first few years went from birth till about like 3 or 4. I lived in New York, in Long Island, was born there. But then my parents moved to Florida. So we moved to Florida. And when I moved to Florida, I was there from the age probably about 5, 6, and 7. We moved to Fort Pierce, Florida. And in Florida is where I first discovered hip hop. There. Not even
Mm,
in New York. It was in
mm.
Florida.
Wow. So now
Mhm.
when you got back to New York, you were ready, huh?
When I got back to New York, it was, yes, I was, exactly. I was ready. It was like, because we only stayed there for like 3 years. Then we moved back to New York, and it was just hip hop then. They had the cardboards on the street. It was blacks, whites, Puerto Ricans, all going together and doing their thing, with the music and all of that. My first hip hop song that really captured me was Planet Rock by Africa Bambaataa.
Wow.
I heard that in Florida.
Wow. So during that whole era, as you growing up, who were your three top favorite rap artists?
Well, that changed. Curtis Blow, was one of my first favorites, because that's when I came back to New York. We're playing basketball and all of that. Now, I'm a little bit behind with all the tapes, that a
Hmm.
lot of people talk about with Grandmaster Caz and all that. I was younger. So
Hmm.
I got a lot from the radio. So Curtis Blow was like one of my first, like, people that I was like, oh, I gotta hear what he has to say. Um, then it was like people like MC Shan. It's funny because I hang out with MC Shan now, but
Right.
MC Shan, his raps was going real hard around that time when I came back to New York. And you listen to Kiss FM 98.7 Kiss with Red Alert, DJ Red Alert. You put your you have your tape recorder ready, and you just listening to hip hop. And let me see if I can name someone else. Um, that I was really, really into Roxanne Shante. Roxanne.
Yeah.
That was huge,
Yeah, it
and it
was.
was a girl doing it. You know what I
Right.
mean? So that was really big for me. So those probably my top three that got me like into hip hop.
Interesting. So the scene, what was the scene like? I mean, what was going on?
Oh, the scene back then, that's what I call the real New York. It was real gritty. There was graffiti everywhere on the trains, because even though I lived in Long Island, my father used to sell clothes on the street. He was a street peddler. That's how he would tell me. And we would sell clothes, but every Monday we'll go to Manhattan, get a dozen this, dozen that, put it in the van, and we'd go around and sell it. I was very small. I was probably like 7 years old, going around with my pops, doing business in that manner. So I used to always be in Manhattan, and it was just busy, Wall Street, 80s, fun, exciting. Back then on 42nd Street, you see the prostitutes there. That's what I call like the real New York. But you had to watch yourself then. I was very small and protective, but I was out there in them streets. That's why they call me Alley Cat.
Ah.
Hmm.
So how did you get the title Hip Hop Oprah?
That's, well, I was just getting into the TV. I just got my TV show, and I was going to see Mr. C, DJ Mr. C at Speed. So it's like my first big thing, going from like the underground to doing something with someone that's major in hip hop and that's really out there. So I'm walking and at where I can get this equipment. They gave me the lights, they gave me the cameras, they gave me the microphones, everything. So I had this equipment with me, and I was walking, and I used to work with my children's father, my ex-husband Crook, and his cousin Big Ants. And Big Ants was like, "Yo, you the Oprah. you the hip hop Oprah. And I listened to it and I liked it. I was like, especially that was when Oprah was doing her thing. Like she was just huge, huge. And I was
Right,
like, I'll take that. I like how she's doing her work ethic. She's a woman, she's a black woman, and she does not independently, but she's the front, she's the face. So, I was like, yeah, I'll take that. In hip hop, we like to take names.
right.
Noriega, this one. I'm the hip hop Oprah.
So now when you got all this equipment, what were you doing? Interviews or what?
I was doing interviews. When I first got the show, I'm an MC, so I had an album and I was selling my CDs. And I was going around selling them, and I was in this barber shop. I sold like mad of them that day. And this guy was like, "You know what? You do I like you. Come on my TV show." And I was like, "TV show?" I was like, "We made it. We're going on TV, right?"
Right,
So then I called him, and he was like, Alley Cat, I really like how you were talking to the people and gelling with the people. I think I want you to be on this show. I want you to be the host of this show. And he was like, the show is called Studio 202. This man's name is Erskine Matthews. Um, so I was like, okay, bet. And then he was like, Alley Cat, I got this other show called Looking Good. I want you to run the show. This show is yours. This is your show. Nobody can take it away. You're the producer. And he just taught me everything. And that's how I got the TV show. And that's why I was like, I'm hip hop Oprah. Because I love hip hop. I love the variety, especially in the time that I grew up in the 90s.
right.
It was so in the 80s also, it was so many different flavors from PE to De La Soul. Then you go to NWA, then Cube broke away, and then he came to Long Island and did his album. It was like that's why I want to expose people, to other parts of hip hop than what people just want you to see all the time. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of people that love this culture, and they're not on TV. So I'm
Mhm.
or all over the radio. So I'm just the avenue that you can get on and talk about what it is that you do, along with the celebrities.
Okay, so give us some names, like who you didn't have the mic in front of, who you didn't put the camera on. Give us a list of some of the big stars that you and all of the hip hop people that you've interviewed and bumped into over the years.
Oh my goodness, it's been many throughout the years. Definitely like a Wendy Williams. Believe it or not, Wendy Williams is so hip hop, it's ridiculous. But Wendy Williams, Chris Brown has been on my show, KRS-One, MC Shan, um, AZ, Chic Luch, Jadakiss, Heather Hunter when she was rhyming, Remy Ma, Fat Joe, who? Swiss Beats. Swiss Beats. Who? I said Chris Brown. Oh, K Slay, rest in peace. Sean P, rest in peace. Prodigy, rest in peace. Mob Deep. Um, who? AZ. I think I said AZ. Just many, many, many people. Kia, Baby Doll Jeffries. She sing "Put It in Your Mouth." Akinelli has been on my show. Tretch has been on my show from Naughty by Nature. Definitely the great Ralph McDaniels, who got me into this. Chuck D, Public Enemy. Just a lot of people. I just love it so much. I've been honored to meet these people. Some of these people, we've become friends, you know, and I just like to expose another side of hip hop, the great side.
That's really nice. So you put in a lot of work, Queen.
Yes, yes, I have.
Yes.
And thank you.
So when did you start growing that beautiful hair on your head? How long ago did you start growing dreadlocks?
I've been growing my locks for 22 years.
Ah. Did
22.
you face a lot of discrimination back then when you started?
Not really. People, I've heard some comments were made, but it was getting, by the time I was growing my locks, I started growing my locks in 2000, April
Ah,
2000. So people that came before me paved the way, but I do know about the discrimination. My father is from Jamaica. My mother's from the Bahamas. My
Mm,
mother says that there was a time she really wanted to get some locks. She grew up here in America somewhat from 14, so she was here during like Say Loud, Black and I'm Proud. Her afro
right,
was like to here, and
right.
she wanted these locks. But my grandmother was from she an old school island gal. You know what I mean? So she was like, "No, you ain't getting them locks." So when I my father actually encouraged me to get the locks. You know what I'm saying? He was like, "Yo, that'll look good on you." Allison, that'll look good on you. And I'm like, okay. And I was starting to shift my consciousness, and I was like, you know what, grow the locks. Never turned back since then.
Wow. So, where do you live now? You still in New York?
No, no, I live in downtown Douglasville. I live in Douglasville, Georgia. Nice place. That's where you can't do this in New York. All this
Right,
fire stuff. I know, like in Chicago, none of this.
right.
But down here, you could burn your leaves, burn your wood. I have another business where I deal with a lot of wood, so I bring it home and we burn it. It relaxes us, and I was just like, I'm doing this in the yard in the back with Brother Pharaoh. So
So
he
now
can-
you're close to Atlanta, huh?
yes, I'm like 40 minutes away.
Okay, so now what's the hip hop scene in Atlanta now compared to like what it was in New York back then? What's the vibe?
the vibe the vibe is good in Atlanta with the hip hop scene with the young kids, because they're out there. Even though people that just love hip hop, there are a lot of showcases that are going on. If you're into that field, there are venues and avenues out here for you. I work with people like Live Hip Hop Daily. That's a 24-hour television station, and he has a variety of shows on that station. You know what I mean? It is great, and it kind of reminds me of that time in New York when I was working
Mm,
in the 2000s.
mm,
There's a lot of opportunities out here for you to get your music on. And when I say on, I don't mean like, oh, you're all over like Migos like that, but where
right.
you can make your money and people will know who you are. There's opportunities out here like that.
Interesting.
Mm.
Interesting. So what's the atmosphere? What's the economics and political situation? What's going on with black people in Atlanta? What's that like? What's going on?
Well, where I'm at in Douglasville, which is kind of suburby,
Hmm.
you know what I mean? It's Black people seem to be thriving in this area. You know what I mean? An outskirts area where people are working people, they're entrepreneurs. I'm not saying that everybody is rich, but people are really putting in the work to make a better way for themselves and their family.
Mm,
Everybody doesn't have the same basic vision, but
hmm.
I see my neighbors working. I see where I live here, increase of people of color living in this area, black people coming to this area. Our mayor here in Douglasville was a black woman, and she has done a lot of great things in Douglasville as far as financing. What is that called? Not logistics, but transportation, the infrastructure. There's a lot of businesses here. There's a lot of things building up in this area in Douglasville. We got a conference center. All that's not her, but I see whatever people had a vision, she's laid down and she's put forward for things going on. So it's a lot great opportunity. But like if you go to some places in Atlanta, or it sometimes it gets a little disheartening, and not the rich places. The historic places where we were at. There's a lot of abandoned homes, a lot of abandoned buildings, and I just be like, yo, I wish I had the bread. I'll buy the whole block. Or what can we do to get this built up? There's people out there striving to do it, but you know, they need more help.
Mm,
Also, I hear you talking a lot about the homeless. The homeless situation is off the chain. You
mm,
know, they're under there's tent homes and all of that. You know what I mean? It's not as bad as probably Cali,
right.
But since I've been living in this area, I've definitely seen an increase of homelessness. And now that the food is going, everything's going up. So things are
Right.
getting harder. People, even though I said things are going well, but people are losing their homes,
Mm,
what I mean, at the same time.
wow. So is this black homelessness or everybody?
Um, well, this is a majority black city, so I probably
Right.
see more black homelessness. But
Wow.
it's everybody though.
Right.
Don't let it,
Right.
it's
Right.
everybody based on the mathematics and the population. It's everybody.
Right.
Since we the biggest ones here, of course there'll be more, but just as much white. It's the ratio is the same.
Right. Right.
Yeah. you know,
Interesting.
some people living in their cars. Some people don't want you to know how they're living. Some people are couch surfing. You know, you don't even know they're homeless, but they're just going here, there, and there.
Wow. So now here's 2022. What's your overall view of hip hop and rap music in 2022?
I love it. I don't have no complaints. I would like to see more variety, but see, I'm alley cat, so I know where to go to get it. And I
Right.
try to use my show or my social media platform to spread it. But
Right.
there's a lot of great artists out here. A lot of female artists. I hate to, but a lot of female artists, a lot of the young cats that are coming up that get it rocking and popping. I have 5 children. So my oldest sons, all of them keep me, my ear to the streets with certain things that's going on. So I love hip hop. I want it to continue to grow. But with these murders that's been going on,
Mm,
it's kind of killing the game. It's kind of putting a bad name on the game. We already had a bad name. We weren't even supposed to be here. And then
right.
so the killings is kind of putting a damper on it, even with the young people. You know,
Right.
and I'm seeing that there is a possibility that it could decline. Like we can't get to, oh, hip hop's the number one thing. Things change. So now I
Wow.
think documenting the history and allowing an evolution to go on. The evolution should go on, but document this period of time when hip hop or as hip hop grows and evolves into something new. You know what I'm saying? Something new is gonna come, but
So I bet you got a lot of plans for the 50th year anniversary next year. Hip hop, you're gonna be getting down, ain't you?
I'm gonna have that camera out. I'm going crazy. I'm thinking about I'm definitely gonna be in New York with the whole hip hop museum. I'm gonna tap in with all my big shot friends and make sure
Mhm.
let me be in. I'm so excited that it's gonna be 50 years because I truly remember, as a little child, I said that will never go on. That can't be. That's just a fad. And to see where it started and to where it is today is truly amazing. And I'm glad to see a lot of people making a lot of money. I'm glad to see the commercials and everything that even the newscasters they have our lingo, our swag,
Yeah.
you know. So
So, in your opinion, what would have to happen for lyrical hip hop to get more shine and get more presence out in the media?
well, people will have to first of all support it. You have to people more than people will have to support it. They have to like it. It will have to be popular, you know,
Hmm.
because and it has to be catchy. It still got to be that fire. But that's what I think will have to go on. You have to have the dope beat. You have to have the right lyrics, and you just got to keep going. But people have to support it. A lot of people say they want more conscious rap, and there's some dope people out there. Rock, you know,
Yep.
Gambada, Loaded Lux. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people like Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, but they're not tuning in. So the way to tune in, to get them to tune in, I don't have the pure answer. I just put it out there and see what happens. And still looking for that person that have that has all the elements combined to bust through.
Mm. So, have you noticed a huge growth in females becoming rap stars?
Yes, I'm excited about it. It's kind of going back, and how telling, because Salt and Pepper just got their, star, and Spinderella got their star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame. They always was Hollywood for me, but
Right,
that accolade, it helps get the message out there. And the women, all we got to do is just keep doing what we doing. We're always going to get the shine because we are the women. We're
right,
always going to get that. you know but we just got to make sure, and it comes for everybody in the industry. We can't just do the same thing. Everybody, I love everybody, but
right,
everybody don't want to show all of this. Some people want to be a lyricist, you know what I'm saying? Some people want to show all of that. I'm with everybody to do
right,
what you do, but just show everybody, as long as they are at that top tier, to be shown.
right,
That's all
right.
I ask. You gotta be a hot MC.
Okay, so name your favorite female rappers of all time. Female, your five favorite female rappers of all time.
My five favorite female rappers. Okay, Antoinette. Antoinette was one of my favorites back in the day. I don't know if I can name five, but Antoinette, of course, Roxanne Shante,
Okay,
um,
two,
you know, Hurricane G, R.I.P. She just passed away
three,
a couple of days ago. Her voice, and she do that Spanglish English thing. Remy,
four,
okay, and oh my God, Kim, Foxy, Lady Luck. I'm gonna go with, hold up. I'm gonna go with Star. I'm
she
gonna go.
fire.
I'm gonna go with Star.
Yeah, she's good. She
Yep.
really is. She needs to get more exposure.
I'm gonna go with Star.
Yeah, she's really good. She's really talented.
Creators for hip hop. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's dope.
So, what is it like as a female in the media business?
For me, it's been great. Of course, some people, it doesn't matter who it is, male or female, they will doubt you, because a lot of things I roll on my own, or I have Eddie with me, or I have my kids with me, the big boys. But as long as you're professional, you treat people with kindness, you treat people, and you don't allow people to run over you, you'll be good.
Hmm.
If somebody denies you or say, you're whack or whatever, all you have to do is prove them wrong. That's like my motto. I don't go out my way to prove you wrong, but you're gonna be proven wrong because I'm gonna do my work. So I just think being diplomatic, good work, treating people how you want to be treated, it has been well for me. It's not the easiest thing in the world. You got to work at it. You got to stay consistent. You have to, you know, develop relationships, but you could do it. It could be done.
Okay, so now if all black people in America was listening to you, what advice would you give us?
To treat people as you want to be treated. Treat your brother and your sister as you would want them to treat your child or your children.
Mhm,
Show some understanding, show some
mhm.
love, show some grace. If you have to check, check, but you could pull somebody to the side and check them in the proper way, you know. But treat people how you want to be treated.
Okay, now what about if black people all over the world was watching you? What would you tell them?
If black people all over the world was watching, I would say it starts at home. Start with you. Start with you. Whatever change you want to see, Start with you. Start with you, and then if you over someone, if you're a mother or a father or a husband or a wife, then it will bubble over to there. But start with you. I just start with myself. I try not to judge a whole bunch of people, or if I have a thought, but I make sure that what you doing, Alley Cat. You want to criticize this person? Well, what direction are you moving in, nigga? Kind of thing.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
that's what I would tell. Start with yourself, and then bubble out and treat people how you want to be treated.
That's right. Now tell us about some projects you got it going on, your shows and everything, so everybody can check you out.
Okay, so right now, what I'm doing, I've had my television show Studio 202 for like 18 years. Um, but as you know, Brother Pharaoh and everybody, what I want to let you know is that I'm starting AKTV, which is like a channel, like how Oprah has owned. I'm starting a channel. Now, I was rushing to start it, but I spoke to some of my mentors, and they're like, "Yo, it has to be like not has to be, but I suggest it's like this, like this, like this." So that's what I'm developing now, AKTV. I told you about MC Shan. I'm working with MC Shan with his game show. So do you think you know hip hop? He has that on his party bus, so we working on the production for that. He's building the bus. I got to do the paperwork, so we're working on that together. But he's doing most of the work. And also the No Room Service show with MC Shan when he took the trip to do his Drink Champs. Um, interview. Like we documented that whole thing. And getting Studio 202 back. I'm also working on recruiting people, that have their own shows. Like I'm working with a comedian. She does a comedy show where she has comedians on there. But this is for AKTV. This is like me doing my executive thing and giving others opportunity to create content and have a professional space to put it on, news channel and all that kind of stuff.
Nice. 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 So tell everyone your social media where they can find you and check you out, Queen.
Okay. Everyone, you can follow me at Hip-Hop Oprah, like Oprah Winfrey, on Instagram. On Facebook, I'm Alley Cat, but just Hip-Hop Oprah. You can also follow my television show, Studio 202 The Show, on Instagram. And the same thing, Hip-Hop Oprah, on my YouTube page, Studio 202 The Show, my YouTube page. And, just keep looking out. I'll be bubbling here and bubbling there, coming to a city near you. Anybody, if you have a business, product, service, talent, something to say, you could just holler at me. You have your music videos, you have your commercials, you have your business. Just holler at me. Like me and Brother Pharaoh was saying that we built our relationship just off of this social media. And like Brother Pharaoh, all my kids know, my neighbors know, my people know. Brother Pharaoh. They know the show. Pharaoh said that. They get to listen. They tune in. And, we just like family like that. So I'm not saying everybody gonna be family, but we can definitely break down and do some business, break bread, and holla at me.
That's right, Alley Cat. You know you're the greatest. You helped my son. He was doing his music. You sent him clothes. You supported him. You showed his videos. I mean, you're a rare gem in the black community for sure. You know, I love you like a sister. You know, if you have smoke,
I
I'm,
already know. I already know to come to. Rah, the lion.
I'm coming. So if it get crazy, you know to call me, and it's always a pleasure, sweetheart.
Thank you.
And we're gonna let a little time go, and I'm gonna bring you back in a few months, and we're gonna update you. Okay?
That's what's up. And Brother Pharaoh, I want to say thank you very much for having me on the show. And thank you for what you do for all of us, for keeping us on the incline, positive energy all the time.
Yes, yes, ma'am. And tell your sons I said what's up. You know I love the youth.
I know, I'll tell them. All
All
right,
right,
peace, everybody, and thank you.
all right. One. That was Alley Cat. That's like my real sister for real. right? I met her off the internet. I got to really pull up on her and really hug her for real and meet her for real. She's nice, very nice lady, very busy, very professional with the cameras and the interviews. Very professional. So support her, Studio 202. Check her out. Follow her on Hip Hop Oprah, Alley Cat with a K. Check her out all the time, right? We're going to take a break and we'll return in a minute. Salute to Alley Cat, the queen. You know, it's really nice to use this social media to build relationships and make family and friends on here. So this is really a nice. I really enjoyed uh, being able to talk to Alley Cat and let you all see it because we be on the phone for hours. So it's really good for you all to get an insight. It was hard to interview her because I know a lot of the answers, so that was a little hard. I'm like, well, I'm gonna pretend I don't know you, Alley Cat. I don't know nothing, but she was being humble. She could have named rappers for a long time. She has surely been out there pushing the culture a lot. Okay, pushing it hard. Okay, and she could have just went on and on and on. She put in a lot of work, and I can't wait to see her next endeavors when she gets the television show. You know, I'm gonna go and do something. I'm gonna add something to the show when she gets the television show. I'm gonna add something over there to help this show out and to get her viewership up. So I'm glad. I hope you all enjoyed the interview. Uh, you know, we're going to be interviewing a lot of different people. We want to expand the knowledge. We want to bring people to the forefront, no matter who it is. And that's what we have to do. We have to give each other some publicity. And she does it all the time. So this is the least I could do. She does. I really owe her some money. As much as she's played on music videos, I need to send her some money because she has really played music for my artists a lot. Okay, and never asked for a quarter, so I got to send her something. So I hope you all enjoyed that. You all have a good night, and be careful out here. Things are a little funny, and most of all, make sure you eat right. You know, eat to live, don't live to eat. If you're interested in becoming a plant-based vegan, go to www.veganintel.com and order the easiest way to become a vegan. The days of eating chickens and cows and pigs is over with, baby. Go plant-based, clean your life up, get your mind right.